If you take, for example, karma, you can hear something like, as you sow, so shall you reap, which is great. What goes around comes around. Or to every action there's an equal opposite. I actually think that was Newton, actually, but to every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Whatever it is, which is seen as a Buddhist idea. But that's all good. It's telling you what happens and it's telling you how it works. And to be prepared for it is very valuable. But Dr. King, if I can just share this with you, Rick, this is something Dr. King said about karma. He said, karma is pressure toward conformity. It is pressure directing you, the mind, and you, the soul, towards you, the spirit. So
So in other words, it's an evolutionary force. Is that what you're
yes,
saying?
exactly that. So it's telling you why. It's all designed and directed, not to punish you, not even per se to reward you, although it might appear to do that. But what it's really doing is taking you from what you might call your lower self towards your higher self, and all these experiences. And you do need to have these experiences. That's where a lot of the old yogis went wrong. They divorced themselves, or tried to, from experience sometimes. You do need to have them. But as he also said once, there's too many people having too much experience to experience the way experience should be experienced.
Wow.
I thought I'd throw that at you. I'm sorry about that, but I love that quote. But it's basically saying people having needless experiences. If you have like a bucket list, is it what you need or not? If you're having experience in the right way, it's absolutely, completely essential. It's God-given.
Yeah. Well, as I understand that, we're like fish in an ocean of divine intelligence swimming around, and it permeates us as well as surrounds us, and nothing is accidental or arbitrary. Every little bird that flies across, or worm that crawls along, or, raindrop that falls on our head, everything is this part of this perfect divine orchestration. And in the big picture, everything is conducive to our evolution. And that might seem harsh if you consider some of the horrible things that happen to
Yeah. Yeah, quite.
But if you consider the horrible things that happen to people to just be accidental, capricious things, then it's really hard to understand how there could be God or kind of a universal intelligence.
I quite agree, and I think it's also making people feel that they're unlucky, is terrible luck, and so on, isn't necessarily that helpful or encouraging to them. I mean, I'll never forget. I was doing I did lots of radio interviews, and that's where I discovered, by the way, lots of people who would say they're just ordinary people. They'd say they're not psychic, they're not special, they're just ordinary people, were having psychic experiences of all kinds, according to their anecdotal reports. That's all I can go by. But on one occasion, I was talking about karma on this show up in a place called Manchester in the north of England. And I was saying that if we can find something in an experience, no matter how tough, as you just said that, it can be really tough. If you can see something in it that is helpful to you, even if it's strengthening your resolve, or it's making you more compassionate, or whatever it might be doing, if you can find something in it, it helps you to get through it much more than just somebody expressing sympathy and, oh, I'm so sorry, which can actually make you feel worse. Kind of nice in a way, but it's not necessarily very encouraging. While we were on the air, a woman was listening. I've never met her, I don't think about her, but she was apparently listening to this, and she had decided to take her life, she said. And she had the pills there. And she said that as I was talking about karma and seeing it in this way as a helpful force, because there's so many people say, "Oh, I'm getting karma." Oh no, that's like, "Oh, I don't want to get karma." Instant karma's going to get you and all that stuff. She said as she was listening, a light, she said, physically came on in the room she was in. I mean, it wasn't a physical light, but it was a physical radiation, and she threw away the pills and decided to live. And she phoned the station. They got her some care. Every time I went up there, she'd call in, to the next year or the year after. And as far as I know, she recovered. And this was a conversation about karma. So I'm echoing your sentiment.